Here we go.
All
Ladies
right.
and gentlemen, welcome to Inventing Magic, episode 4 with Justin Willman. Here we go.
What's up, Blake? Let's do it.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. How are you doing today,
Pleasure.
sir?
I'm doing pretty well today.
Amazing. I'm
It's a
going to
beautiful day
start.
for magic.
I'm going to start a 1 hour timer just to keep us honest. There we go. There's 1 hour, and I will remind you at times and myself how much time we have left.
Okay.
Cool.
All
I'm
right.
excited to do this with you really quick. We've jammed a lot, you
We've
know,
done this a lot,
we've
Blake.
done
What we're
this a
doing right
lot.
now, we've done a lot
We've done a lot. We've come up
without
with a
being
lot of stuff.
recorded or timed.
Yes, you are one of my favorite people in the world to jam with, and that is the goal today is just to have fun and show people how much it is fun to jam on magic tricks.
I love it.
Cool. So are you in your office or
I'm
where
in
are
my
you?
office in North Hollywood.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so you have supplies. Oh, are you in like your office
I'm in the
office?
warehouse. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you have everything then.
I
You
have
have
everything. I'd have to maybe switch to my phone to,
cool.
to, to venture out, but
Cool. I'm
we could
in
do
my
it.
office and I have any like building supplies imaginable, you know?
Is our goal to theorize a trick or to actually hopefully have something visual to show?
Either. It could be visual, it could be conceptual. There is no preconceived notion that any magic trick can be invented in 1 hour. The goal is just to work on magic for an hour. But as you and I know, we've worked on stuff together that's taken over a year to kind
Yep.
of get to a good, like, polished place. And you and I have accidentally stumbled on stuff together within like 5 minutes and it's
Yep.
done. So
Yes.
this both either could happen.
Okay, we're down to 55 minutes, Blake.
Yes, exactly. So, what do you have around you right now? And then
I have
also,
a
this is going in Genie magazine, so we're gonna try to,
I have
if
a
people are
garden
listening
gnome.
to this, gnome, perfect, gnome. I'll write it down. I'm gonna start taking notes. But if there's anything we can jam on that everyone would have at home, people
Garden
could go out
gnome.
and buy a gnome.
Everyone's got one, right? It's the law in some states. So
Exactly.
we got a gnome. I mean, I do have a ping pong ball
Amazing.
randomly. There's some zins on my desk for some reason. What the heck?
Who put those there? That's amazing.
Um, but
Like you said, you have everything around you.
I've got a bunch of stuff. Yeah, if you want to go object based, or do we want to come up with a concept and figure out what fits in it?
Either way, I mean, one thing that I love about working with you is you are able to put your own spin on anything, whether it be completely new or something like a concept or something that we add a twist to. I'm trying to look around my desk. I got post-it notes directly in front of me. I'm gonna go within like a foot because if I go 5 feet, it kind of becomes too crazy. I got post-it notes. I just bought, have you ever done anything with I can't even remember what this is called. Teflon tape?
It's very slippery on the backside, right?
That's what I've heard.
So
I
there's some
just
there's
got it in the
some
mail today.
yeah, there's some tricks that I've never used it myself, but I know that there's certain tricks that involve slides, sliding mechanisms that I know have Teflon tape to ease the friction,
It's
a
supposed
little
to make it
motion,
quieter, or is it smoother, or neither? Both.
quieter and smoother.
Cool. I got that in the mail today to play with on a metal thing that I have. So we'll see
Okay,
if that works. I got envelopes. I got like old rubber bands. I just found out that if you don't use rubber bands and
they go bad.
they go bad.
Yeah, they get brittle.
I never knew that. I just discovered
Balloons
that the other
too.
day.
Latex, condoms as well. That's why there's an expiration date, I imagine.
Ah, that makes sense.
Hmm.
Very important. I got pennies. Let's see. I got all of my like utensils and stuff here. I like ping pong ball. I don't have a ping pong ball, but ping pong ball's cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of okay. Let me just think of what's on my board, like a trick that I know there's something to do with. It's funny, but I don't know what the trick is.
Anything
Well,
like
Is,
that,
is
or
there
like
is there a premise or a plot that is ready for a little reinvention?
totally could be. What do you currently, here's a fun question. I haven't asked anybody. What's your everyday carry right now? Like what do you walk around with on you? Not
Hopefully
magic, just
not.
like stuff.
Oh, stuff.
Like keys,
My,
wallet.
no, I don't even bring keys with me. Because my phone unlocks my car.
Oh, that's so nice.
But so I'm phone, chapstick, and then maybe a couple credit cards.
Couple
Very
credit cards.
little.
You don't even do wallet.
No.
That's
And
amazing.
it's in a little sleeve that goes on the back of the phone, little mag thing.
Oh, that's so nice. And do you always put that stuff in the same pockets or are you random pocket guy?
I'm a random pocket guy. I wish it was a little more predictable. It's always in the last pocket I check, you know?
So you're saying you're walking around with some potentially empty pockets to carry some new tricks.
Yeah, I would love to have a new everyday carry
When you
for
go on
sure.
stage, and if you can't say this, you can say you don't want to say, but are all of your pockets loaded on stage or do you?
Yes. Oh yeah,
Okay.
every pocket's loaded on
Yeah.
stage.
Yeah. Because stage, do you perform in pants with four pockets or do you have a jacket right now or what are you doing right now?
Jeans, so I've got four pockets plus the thumb tip pocket. And
Oh,
then on stage, I've got often a left and right jacket pocket. I try not to use those because there's a bulge that always happens there.
totally.
Bulges are very distracting, even in pants. I feel like people, they're taking you in head to toe, and they're just looking for they're checking you out. You know what I
Anything.
mean?
Yeah.
So any
Even if it's
bulge,
not the
even
method.
a thumb tip. So having the ability to have whatever's in your pocket be supported higher up in the pocket, it
Mm.
doesn't bulge as much. Anything that's down at the bottom of your front jean pocket, they're going to see that. Even a dice, and it's going to keep distracting them because
Do
there's
you
something.
ever put stuff like in the pockets in the upper like corners of them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what when I was wearing a Media Star remote, I would keep that gaff taped in
Oh,
at the
that's
top
smart.
left. Right here.
Oh, whoa. Never thought of that.
Yeah. Anything up here. It's like
Yep.
basically if you can get that stuff here, they
Yep.
won't see it as much as down here.
You got a belt on. Do you normally wear a belt?
I always wear a belt because then I'll have my mic pack clipped to the belt. I hate it when it's pulling on my pants.
Dude, you talking about stuff that's just been in your, like in my idea journal, belt has been at the top. Like I have wanted a belt trick so bad that either
Hmm.
uses my belt or like a borrowed belt. Like I just love the funny idea of walking up to somebody and saying, "Give me your belt."
I love that.
And I don't know what the trick is. That's the problem. So it's like, there's linking, unlinking, messing with their belt, but there's something like invasive and intrusive and also hilarious about get it either someone walk around or on stage making someone take their belt off and then what could happen from there like now they have to hold their pants up potentially now maybe they didn't need it in the first place
Belt through body. It feels.
belt through body would be awesome. Can we jam on belt for a second? I would love to
Uh-huh.
do belt magic with you.
Okay. Let me take off my belt.
I gotta find one. Hang on.
Moving holes feels like it'd be a cool trick right here.
That's a great idea. Oh, I got two belts. I just got back. That's a nice belt. That's like a dress belt, or is that we call it a casual
It
belt?
could be a dress belt, yeah, but I wear it as an everyday belt. Let me look at these holes.
Yep. Oh, moving holes?
If you had a hole here that was, filled in with something that you could steal out, you could almost, do a move this hole to there. So now this hole is not visible. It's like in fact, that's kind of a bit of like a wish fulfillment. Sometimes when
You
a
need an
belt
extra
doesn't fit
hole?
right, you wish you could move the hole. It's really
Dude.
hard to punch a hole.
Dude. Here, wait, I have an idea. This is a social experiment. Put your belt down and don't look at it. How many holes does your belt have?
Four.
You know that?
What? Five. Damn it.
So here's the weird concept. If you could miscall someone's belt hole number at the beginning, like if you had them pull their belt out and you could like cover one up. Bad example is like, so look, you've got your four holes here. Here, hold on to your belt, and then you pull yours off. If you could remove one of your holes or move it around, kind of like Mike Close's pothole trick on a business card. And
Mm-hmm.
then the end of the routine was you removed the hole from your belt and added it to theirs, and then they walked away with five holes on their belt. but they never knew that they've always had five.
That's pretty good. You just what you just also made me think of is, you take these holes that are there, and kind of like almost like a matrix of these holes across the
Oh,
belt, or like boom, and a bunch more holes appear. Brrrr,
love that.
little black circles fall, and then you shake it and it spells out a word or something. Or now that I'm
Ooh,
seeing light shine through the belt and seeing those the five holes that would shine and
dude.
see.
Word reveal I've never thought of. You're totally right. Very visual. Here's also something that's interesting. You can tell where I wear my belt if you look at mine.
Hmm.
Like I always wear, there's a crease there, but it looks like sometimes I've eaten too much. Look, you can see, and I have to wear it.
100%. Or it's like I wear my belt one notch tighter when I'm performing because I
Oh.
want I want that mic pack because I'm wearing now a mic pack
Mm-hmm.
or other magic related things that I don't want to be sagging the pants down. So yeah,
That's cool.
there's also this belt buckle that we think of as kind of impenetrable, just like a finger ring.
Yeah.
Obviously link something onto it, or a lasso card trick inspired, like into a bag and lassoing out a thing would be interesting.
I have a weird old thing I figured out with belts that doesn't work on all of them. Okay. But watch the belt here and see the metal piece. One, two, three. Actually get the metal piece to pass through the
It's like the
belt,
sword trick.
and it cannot go back. And I figured it out by accident one day. If you take the belt itself and pass it through itself,
Ah,
it moves the metal piece. Not on every belt. Does it work on yours?
with a
Push.
little bit of effort. Yes. Now it's
So
on the other side.
now it's moved through the belt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, figured that out one day, but never knew what to do with it.
Yeah, now it's on the other side. You ruined my belt, bro.
Yeah, you could ruin someone's belt. You could, I mean, you'd want to put it back. Kind of a rude way of doing it.
Um,
And there's probably you'd have to like peak the right kind of belt to do it too. You talking about being on stage with the mic pack also just made me think like I have two belts here. So if you lifted up your shirt and then took off your belt, but you had another belt on underneath it, you could always end the trick sort of like a ring watch
ring watch
wallet,
wallet.
and
Yeah.
your belt ends up back on your waist.
Well, if you're doing a ring watch wallet about going through TSA, you
Yeah.
would have to take, your watch off, your phone out of your pocket, and your belt off.
Love that. Love that. Do you wear a watch?
I do.
So you have your phone, you have a belt, and you have your watch. So those are three things that you legitimately have. Do you go on stage with your phone or do you leave it off stage?
I bring it on stage because I use it for,
Oh, okay.
I maybe
For
use it
something.
as a prop in the show. Yeah.
That makes
But
sense.
I wish I didn't have it on me. It is an annoying thing in my back pocket.
Right, right, right.
But I love the idea of, I mean, obviously a trick with your own belt, but borrowing a belt and like if you were to, I need a this, a this, and a this from the audio. Oh, hey, what if, you know, not with this belt buckle, but like some belts, have big buckles and doing like a
Oh,
belt-in bottle, like
oh my
belt
God.
buckle, like. I was just in Texas doing shows in El Paso, and there's some big belts. So if there was a bottle that had a wide enough mouth that the leather strap would fit in, but certainly this wouldn't, you
So
know.
all you would have to do is like, I mean, bad version of method is you would be reverse probably feeding it through the bottom to end clean or
Huh.
you know what I'm saying? Like phone
Yeah.
and bottle type strategy if you needed to end clean and have
So yeah, two ways you could do it would be maybe it's not a bar belt, or there's two of them. So one of
Mhm.
them you've pre-put the buckle in
Yep.
with magnets, so that the other belt, and you've resealed the bottle. So then the other belt with that duplicate buckle, goes. So bottle goes into a bag.
Oh,
This goes in like this. You
yep.
clip it here, unsnap the magnet from here, and now lower this right in the bottle. The magnet re-engages, and now you pull it out
Dude, that
by
is
the
sick.
buckle.
If you
Uh,
wanted to start with the clean bottle, this would be a great use for like Henry Harris's bottle or you know,
yeah, the mouth on the Corona and a Coke bottle
so skinny.
would be too skinny. I think, to get the. It's almost like a milk bottle,
Yeah.
like an
Yep,
old
yep,
style
yep.
milk bottle, or
Gatorade bottle?
yeah. I mean, there's the old, the thing that's revealed on TikTok a lot, just the plastic bottle with the back cut out, that I think they
Yeah.
do with what do people do? Oh, spoon. They say
Oh
watch the
yeah.
spoon, and then they kind of,
And
it's a
we've
pretty good
jammed on
method,
that
honestly.
before.
Um, yeah,
That looks good.
yeah, we
I
were
have a
jamming on that.
question. If you heat up a Gatorade bottle, can you like bend the mouth enough to load stuff and then bend it back? Have we ever messed with that?
Um,
That could be weird.
I feel like it would leave a mark. I don't know if it
Yeah,
would
it would
do
look
it
burnt or
effectively.
messy.
Um,
Here's an interesting method. If you found this is heavy pre-show, but if you found someone in the audience that wasn't wearing a belt and you offered them like a heavily gimmicked or, slightly gimmicked one
uh
to wear, that's an interesting method. Just to be like, oh, you're perfect for this. Do you mind coming up on stage? This, and that. And you have a belt, right? Oh, you don't? Oh, man. Here, we have some extra ones. Would you mind wearing one of
Right,
these?
like a Himber ring loan out, where you're giving them a duplicate, right?
Hember
I
belt
mean,
buckle.
even just
Cool.
giving them an ungimmicked duplicate,
Yeah.
so they honestly, so at least they've been wearing this thing, and they know it's not tricky.
Yeah.
And
You could
then
give them a legitimate belt that is not gimmicked whatsoever, but you have a duplicate of it. Would be helpful.
you know, so we've been talking about the buckle, a cut and restored belt. Like
Ooh.
I bet you, like I used to do, cut and restored earbuds with just a little extra, a loop of wire that looks like the AirPods. No matter what, you'll be able to find a men's belt that kind of looks like, this in the middle. It
Yeah.
would be about, actually, what you need to worry about is the inside leather matching, right? But you
Yep.
could just look for that right kind of thing,
Yep.
and just a boom, snap,
Yep.
and boom, flies up your sleeve or something on a pull. It could be pretty cool.
Cut and restore belt with that method is amazing.
I mean, this
Whose
is
method is that?
uh,
You know? I mean,
what,
that's,
of an extra loop?
yeah, an extra loop on a pole.
I feel like that's pretty darn old.
I think so too. I've never seen it done with a belt.
No, never seen it done with a belt.
You know
Belt.
what's interesting about,
Steinmeier's method, not unexpected, is a great way to introduce it. Um, but I feel like it's old.
I'm not familiar with that by the name, but you just saying like not like just the idea of like tying someone's belt in a knot, it looks cool. I don't know what the trick is, but this visual, it's very obviously knotted, you know? Like this is an interesting image. I'm kind of stuck on what to do with it, but this is
Yeah,
pretty
well, and
cool.
also let's not glaze over the fact that a belt looks a lot like a snake.
Oh yeah.
Belt to snake,
Oh, killer.
or if I like like a snake charmer, but with someone's belt. Now that's been done with neckties, I'm sure.
Here's a dumb, that's cool. Like
You know,
animating somebody's belt
I
to
mean,
look
it
like a
looks a lot
snake.
like a snake. Yeah,
Like Copperfield did the dancing ties for so long, but
yeah.
doing it with a belt almost makes more sense
I
a little
mean,
bit.
yeah. I mean, look at that. So cool. You can even put two googly eyes on the thing
That's
here.
hilarious.
Um,
You know what snake also makes me think of, and I don't know where this. That's cool. I don't know where this would go, but you know, like the peanut can where the snake pops out,
yeah.
like setting it up that way. Like, here, before we start, I have this can of peanuts. Open it. And then they're like, no, all right, no, no, no. And then you do this whole routine, their belt vanishes, and then you say, open up the can, and when they open it, like their belt pops out at all or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. It
And
can get
then,
real
you
small.
know, belts have the writing of who made the belt on the inside.
Oh yeah,
Taking two belts and linking them, like is kind of cool.
that's cool. Or making like if I take my belt here and I make it into a loop, right?
Uh-huh.
Doing the linking rings,
Oh, okay. With three borrowed belts, bro.
three borrowed belts. So the gimmicked one could be yours, you know, if you had a way of like uh or gimmicking one person's, that's cool. Doing a note, a silent link.
Dude, doing the Cavanese coffee cup,
Oh my God, with a belt? Dude, would that work? All right. I'll
kind
try
of
it with some rubber
rubber
cement.
cement as God intended.
No, I can already tell you no. Oh wait,
No?
maybe like this belt has a bevel to it. This one's more flat than I have here. So it would need to kind of be, you know what I mean?
All
Like
right, here we go. Topo Chico. Oh boy. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. It really needs a flat inside.
so see this belt I have, it's like a wide flat belt.
Okay.
Let's see. Maybe like a shot glass would do it. Or like I'm gonna go
How about a garden gnome?
garden gnome, 100% would work. So here's a glue cap.
I just broke my garden gnome.
Broken and
Broken and
restored.
restored garden gnome?
Oh no, you're not kidding.
It's okay. It was
I'm
Houdini's
so
garden gnome.
sorry.
Just bought it. It's just fresh from Potter and Potter.
Oh my gosh.
Um, okay, so belt times. Let me see if I can get another belt here. Hold on. Hey, Kino,
Yeah.
you have a belt?
What?
Can I borrow your belt?
I'm not worried.
You're not wearing a belt? All right.
He doesn't wear belts?
He doesn't have a belt. I know what to get him for Christmas.
That's hilarious. Did you ever do this as a kid?
I did.
I don't know what that
But I've
is.
gone to a lot of therapy to forget this sound.
Wow. Jeez Louise.
You got another belt? What do you got? Thank you.
All right, we're at 37 minutes left just to give
Okay.
us a barometer.
Great.
But this is
You know,
great, dude. This
There's
is
also
cool.
black brown belt. I'm loving this. So we've got two belts. Reminds me of Afghan bands right now.
Oh yeah.
But dude, buckling two belt. This is something here.
This is such an interesting visual image too.
Also maybe just to document it, thinking about it, using a borrowed belt for Powers of Darkness,
Oh my God, dude.
like Cavanese impromptu Powers of Darkness, right?
Yeah, well, there's so many phases that don't use any gimmick.
Yeah. His impromptu one was with the rope, where he's
Oh,
got already a rope up his sleeve, so they're holding their hands, and you kind of pull this thing out.
totally do that with a belt.
That's fun.
You know what also makes sense for Powers of Darkness
Hmm.
is like if with the cave knee thinking in mind, like if you had a duplicate belt that's like around your waist,
Mm-hmm.
and then the whole Powers of Darkness routine ends with them linking your belt to your waist or something.
Mm.
Oh, that's interesting what you're doing there.
how it kind of looks like I'm wearing it, and you could maybe,
Can you
and
just feed it through the belt loops? Doubled up?
yeah.
Oh my God. Dude. Yeah. Maybe you buy like a slightly oversized belt just for this.
And then that's fun.
Okay, there's definitely something there.
Just saying it out loud too. So, when you look at the front of a belt, you believe it's buckled, but there's this whatever's right behind this crescent here. You
Uh-huh.
don't know. So it could be a slit there,
Oh yeah.
and you could epoxy this part to there.
Yeah.
So this comes apart here. That could be your key ring for linking.
Yeah.
That could be where the key is.
Yeah.
And it
Like
just
the Himber.
Yeah, that's your Himber opening. So that it's not in any part of the belt. The leather is truly seamless, right? Except for this spot right here.
Love that.
And then you could your open and shut
Oh my God, that's great.
could be right there.
Is there a way,
That is fun.
that is really fun. Is there a way, just to say it out loud,
That
is
would
there
work
a
so
way,
easy. Yeah.
does this look like the belt is like closed off?
Let me see it. Um, Let me see
Like,
the. So it's just not buckled. I see. Okay.
so what I'm getting at her,
Uh-huh.
oh,
Uh-huh.
wait, hang on, hang on. This is kind of like a hook. See this?
Well, what helps here is your flip around method actually would help get that stupid thing out of the way.
Oh my God. Does this look like they're linked?
Ooh, yes, it does. Yeah, also kind of cave-y impromptu Lincoln coat hanger action right
Oh
there.
yeah. But if I went like this, dude, if you could somehow get into this position where it's hanging off the back, and I just went like this, and now
Ooh.
everything's
Oh, hey, do it again, but don't even leap it. Just take it and yank it down a little bit.
oh my God. So
It'll have.
I don't know how in the world you get into this position, but just if this was the final position and they were convinced it was linked, and you took the belt and you grabbed the bottom
Whoo!
and then handed them out for examination. I had to put the heavy metal buckle. Oh no, you didn't have to. I had to
You
put.
know, it's like the was it Al Baker linking finger the ring unlink on the pencil, with the little
Yes,
piece of wire.
yes.
Boom, like it melts through.
Dude, that looked good.
So an impromptu linking belt. Um, ooh,
That's good. This is the most progress. Like this is killer. Yes. Yep. Especially for stage, man. If you had that up high and I was looking up at it, then even it would look even more like it was linked. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. What if you
and
put
then,
it through this?
watch close. Watch. You'll see it just melt right. Hold on, melt right through it. Boom.
Oh, dude. What about that? That looks really linked, right?
Oh yeah. The magic police are here.
This idea has been done before.
What's interesting? It's like just imagine if you did have a little extra portion of a generic black belt, because
Oh,
uh, because
that's all you would need to make it look linked.
make it look linked on the inside, right?
Yeah.
So what you just did was kind of
I fed it through the loop, yeah. And then reattached it through the little. Yep. So from oh, so from the bottom it looks unlinked, and now from the top it looks linked.
Ooh.
That's interesting. The best so far is just that, like you were saying, just to let it fall.
Uh-huh.
Oh, how are you doing that? Oh, that's that. Okay.
Hold on.
That looks great. And for people listening, how would you describe what you just did?
Okay.
Grab
Um,
your belt.
uh, yeah, you're gonna have to have this illustrated. I would say, that little when you undo your belt from the loop that holds the slack of it in, but you
Yeah.
don't do it from the pin that's going through
Yeah.
the hole. You can put another strap belt flat into that pinned area and just re-feed it through the loop, and it doesn't give it free movement, but I can kind of spin this around and it kind of looks.
Yeah.
And then what's cool is that I can go boom, and they kind of yeah, unfortunately.
But I like what you're saying a lot, man. Like, even if it's just this, like, I would call this maybe the tongue.
Hmm.
If this was a double layer tongue or something, you know, so one layer could go under and the other could. It also makes me wonder how else you could hook two belts so that they look linked and they're not.
I mean, if phase one, you'd want to hold two belts like this, one in each hand,
Yep.
flat to the audience, and it'd be great to just kind of be able to swing them and then boom, and now they're linked, right?
Yes. Wait, what?
So that was just I intentionally am snagging them on one another. Here's a fun idea. What? Hold on, let me get a magnet. Just
Whoa. So for people listening, Justin's going into the like warehouse area of his office, but the two belts just kind of snagged against each other, and from the right angle, it looked like they were linked.
hey, listeners, just so you know, I just ran to the workbench to grab a magnet. This one's white. Oh, you gotta be okay. One
Is it a
second.
non-ferrous belt buckle?
It's non-ferrous.
You would need you would need at least your belt to be ferrous. You wouldn't know if the person's was or not.
Well,
Dude, neither of mine are. I wonder if
so
belts
if
are
your
just
belt
made
is ferrous, then all you would need to do is put
load
a
a magnet onto
magnet
theirs.
on some blacks. Put a magnet on a black magnet on. This is some double cross super putty here.
Here you go.
Uh, that's a plug.
Double cross.
Double cross. No one's ever seen it before.
Oh my gosh. What a great use for a double cross for belts. Wow. Yep. Dude, love that. Oh my God.
So, ooh, hold on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you could hit that.
Taking a magnet out of some old gimmick. I don't know.
Uh,
Magnets are the best.
Magnets. I love how people just assume every trick uses magnets, and actually some of the best ones do.
Okay.
Here's another thing, just to start to start off the routine, like you're talking about phase one. Like a trick like this does feel like it needs to be like three phases. I feel
Yeah.
if you went to the trouble of asking someone to take their belt off, you know, it'd be weird to do one link and be done unless it looked crazy. Okay, here you go.
All right. So, boom. Oh, so close. Oh, the putty is peeling.
Oh
Okay,
my
hold on.
gosh.
The
So
magnets are stronger than the putty. So, listeners, what I did is we just put two strong magnets on each belt just as a proof of concept here. and you show them two separate. Oh boy, boy, strong.
Dude,
Okay, so
here's a dumb idea real quick. Don't forget this. Like keep playing
boom,
with it.
boom.
That works 100%. A magnet link. It just looks linked. So that image right there, what that just made me think of is a possible kicker ending is they end linked or they look linked. And when you ask the person to undo it, it's just one long belt now.
Ooh,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's a heavily gimmicked one.
You just made me think of just, like a funny Professor Cheers moment where it's like, yeah, I'll take off my belt, and you undo your belt and you start to pull. We're all used to at arm's length, you'll pull the belt out completely, but you just kind of keep pulling and pulling and pulling. It's just a
Love,
pile of leather on stage.
love that. And I just thought of another way to do this. This might not work, but what if at the end it ended like that? So
Ooh,
I've connected my belt to their belt. So it could look like, and one more time we link them together, you know, something like that.
that's fun. I mean, now it's just fun to borrow 10 belts and make this big long strap, and then you pass through it.
That's cool. You'd really only need one gimmick belt to do something like that.
Exactly, the weakest link, baby.
Wow. Okay, so
Uh,
what I'm loving about this is just like, because I could see you doing something like this. I could see myself doing something like this. Just the idea of getting a guy to come up on stage, standing there and being like, all right, do as I do. And then like you whip your belt off and the guy has to take his off. It's already just such, I'm in. Like as someone watching, like don't care what the trick is, honestly. It's like if you got a guy to do that, this is already like unlike any other trick I've ever seen.
uh-huh.
It's like, all right, hook your belt together. I love also because it feels very fair, but yours could be gimmick to all hell, honestly. It's a motivated gimmick
All right,
belt.
here's a fun idea. So to do as I do, right?
Yep,
And you say, I want you to take off your belt, and you demonstrate, and they do it. But what you actually do is you don't take off the belt you're wearing. You have the belt you're wearing. You have a second belt maybe under it.
love it.
You actually are taking off the second belt, just
Love
like a
it.
ring watch wallet, your watch removal. You still have
Yep,
another watch up there.
yep.
And so now you still have a belt on. And the do as I do is, maybe the belt goes into a paper bag, boom, your belt's gone, his belt's gone. Whoa, how'd they do that? And then show that your belt's back on. He lifts his shirt and his belt is not back on. And
That's
it's like,
great.
oh crap, okay. And then this leads to a belt in impossible location.
You know what I love about that is their belt could go into whatever the receptacle is first, and then F off, fuck off like that. Their belt could then be uh taken to the final reveal location.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get a twin basically, and then you get to
Uh-huh.
put your belt in and then vanish it. And now yours, I love that. That's crazy.
That's
That
good.
that's super cool. Also, in a moment when I just realized not to like break the train of thought, but once they take their belt off, you
Uh-huh.
do have all of these loops around their waist and yours to interact with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like dumb version of it is like
Connected at the hip, link, we bump hips and then we link belt loops.
you could do that, or if I had like belt loops on, you tell them to take their belt, loop it just through one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then make so now like you've got this going on, and then somehow you like linked belts to each other, or this would be a crazy method for like a vanish. Like if you had someone take their belt off and loop themselves to you and like lock it in place and then you raised a cloth and then you vanished and you like they would know, they would instantly know. You'd be insta-stooging them. But for
Yeah. You know, just thinking Let me just I'm putting a watch on the belt now.
Ooh.
You know the ring on string move where you've got, it seems like you've taken the ring off and you're holding a loop of string and you dip it into your hand, right?
Yes.
So, it's interesting. You could do that same thing with a belt,
Oh, dude, you know what that just made me think of?
with the watch. What?
Everyone has heard of the Chinese linking rings. Like
Uh-huh.
everyone heard of this trick. But what no like what gets overlooked is no one carries around these big rings. But you on you right now have three rings. You have your
Yes, my
belt,
ring, my
your
watch,
ring, and
my
your
belt.
watch. You
Look at
can
this.
make three
Look at this
rings.
display here, right?
Oh, that's a great display.
I mean,
You could go like almost 90% of the way around. Yep. Yep. Dude.
into a paper bag or something. I
Yeah.
mean, I know on Zoom it's probably flying fast enough that you can't see it where it comes from, right?
Oof. That's really killer. The other thing you have going for you is you could have a duplicate watch like around the belt here under your shirt. So when you
Uh-huh.
reach under your shirt, it's already loaded on your belt. Oh,
It's like a
snap.
little conveyor belt. Ooh,
It's literally a conveyor belt.
yes. Oh man, this just gave me an interesting idea here.
It's so
Um,
cool, man.
so maybe let me know when we get to 20 minutes and we'll kind of zero in on
We're
what,
we're there, but we could even honestly wait till like the last 10 to try to polish one of these. Yep.
it's kind of like,
Oh, you're using the hook from the belt to make it travel or something? To vanish it.
I don't know, something about it. It's kind
Oh
of
my
interesting.
God. It's such an organic
Or just like this going into a bag,
yep.
it kind of looks linked.
I love that. Yeah, that positioning with the belt and the little nub being a visual link is super helpful. One thing you have going for you with like at least Apple Watches,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people have the standard black band, you
Uh-huh.
know?
Oh,
So
I
you
mean, look at this. Watch.
yep.
It seems like it's linked on
Woo!
there, right?
Ooh, love that. Wait, it wasn't linked?
No. So it's just coming down from my hand and it's stopping because of the pressure of the thing. But from the
Oh my
front, it kind of looks
God.
like it's.
Linked. This is such a great application for any ring on rope moves that actually work with a belt. So is that like you did, I've seen you do your old ring on rope routine.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Is there any
Ooh.
moves with a belt undone
Yeah.
and a watch that actually just as is carry over?
So let me see. The first move you do is you put the ring on the rope.
Okay.
Um. Oh man.
I bet 90% of the moves don't work. But what I'm wondering is like, do one out of the 10 moves, is there a move that exists with a rope and a ring that actually works with a belt and a watch? Oh, geez.
Oh man. My hands can't connect the dots with my muscle memory of the rope and a
You
ring,
need a
and
rope and a ring?
I can get them.
Okay.
Okay.
While you're
Yeah.
grabbing that, I think there's like there's a few. Well, you already did some of the moves, but if you had the watch and then the watch is tough, but you could have a dupe watch. Same
Okay.
ring. There you go.
All right, so this is unnecessarily long, but obviously, I just realized what you need is you need the extra end. So
Oh,
imagine if you
an extra
borrowed
belt.
a belt and you had an extra end like this, right?
Yep.
So, and they don't really know how long their belt is. So that's added on from the beginning. So I've already got this little extra bit hanging out, right?
Totally. That's
So,
great.
Williamson's ring on rope. Oh, this is just too long. Hold on.
Yeah. Dude, can you still hear me?
Got some scissors.
What about just saying stuff out loud? A professor's nightmare with two people's belts in your own.
Ooh. Ending with, yeah, so starting with three same length belts.
Yes. And then you
Yeah.
end with a really long one, a normal size one, and a short one, and you send them like you claim to be sending them back to their seats.
Mm-hmm. Ring
Perfect.
goes on the rope.
Yep.
Then, there's the loop exchange.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, the end exchange. What would I do? Hold on, let me do it in real time. Ring goes on the rope.
I did not. Oh, it's just the
Wait,
end.
what am I doing?
Oh,
Come on,
whoa.
brain. Come on, brain. Ring goes on the rope. Oh, ring goes on the rope. We tie the ends together like this. All right, so
Yep.
now it's a little, boom. So now imagine it's a belt and a watch. Ring goes up, so this is the move. So,
So if you had an extra piece of belt
mm-hmm.
peeking out, right? Could you feed it through and lock it, basically?
Well, let's say maybe we go back to what we were just talking about the placement of the key
Yes.
in this belt. And
Because the
basically
main,
this becomes the end of the rope. Like so it's
yeah,
kind of built-in thing, right? So it's
yeah.
just you really want to see both phases of this. But yeah, then the watch could be gosh, it makes me I really want to cut a belt and
I have, there's been 5 times on this call with you. I have almost cut this belt.
I mean, do I have time to cut a belt and to hot glue it?
No, I mean, I don't want to make you cut a belt
Can
because
we
it's not
pause?
like night. Well,
We don't need
here's what I'm thinking. Oh my God.
what are you thinking?
Like these in theory totally work.
Yeah, I'm cutting a belt. I think I've got the hot glue gun hot.
Oh my gosh. Dude, that's it though. With
Here,
magnets
let me
there.
see if I've got the hot glue gun hot.
Oh my God, this is so funny. Yeah, because if you had the, you'd have your seam built into where the belt already is.
It's not hot, but I'm gonna get it hot
Okay. So here's what I'm, while that's heating
while
up,
that's heating up.
you, if you were to, man, it's a worthwhile gimmick to have. Yeah,
Look at
man.
that.
Oh my gosh, that looks good.
Now, imagine,
Dude.
magnet there.
Yes. Then you can do all linking ring stuff. Do you have magnets?
I've got the magnets with the putty on it here, but which I'll hot glue on in a second.
Oh my God, this is so great. If I didn't have a gig in 2 days and need to get a new belt, I'm trying to think. Well, now I'm just so jealous of your belt. All right. How many holes did you put through?
I just did one cut.
No, how many hole? I guess would this be a good place to cut here?
Oh, I see what you mean. Um, I have it's in the third hole from the end.
All right. I'm cutting a belt.
You're doing it?
Yep. Okay. We have one. We got 11 minutes left.
Oh shoot.
Okay. I cut a belt.
Uh,
So,
I need some gap tape. You hold that. Yeah.
yeah. So the good thing about gimmicking it is it looks really good. Trying to think. Oh. Oh, dude, you almost don't even want it. I'm gonna grab the black gaff. You
Okay, back with gap tape. Sorry to leave you mid-interview.
No, you're good. What I'm
Mid-jam.
wondering though is you might not want to hot glue it. You want just the seam to be magnetic.
Hmm.
Let me see if I can break the magnet. I cannot. Another
Come
magnet
on, hot
here.
glue.
What?
Come on, hot glue. All right,
Hold
hold
on.
on.
I got my hot glue down here too. Is yours a fancy one or like a little guy?
It's pretty industrial, which
I
is
got
why
a
it
little
takes a
guy.
while to get hot. But once it's hot, it's a cook. It cooks.
Okay.
But you know how when you're impatient, you can squeeze it out early a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit.
100%.
You know.
Dude, just like I forget who I was with. Maybe it was Rico or B Smith. Somebody I was with recently pointed out to me that all you need in a pinch is a lighter and a hot glue stick.
Yes.
You don't even need the gun if you're in like a real pinch, you know. Okay. These are the wrong magnets for this, but I'm gonna try Luis. I'm gonna try to make like a bar magnet. Mm, 9 minutes. This is why this is a fun challenge, but completely impractical because this is something we could work on for the next few weeks.
Oh, and I will. Eventually, I'm gonna call you and be like, Blake, you can't put that episode out. It's in my show now.
It's currently the middle of the act. Well, this won't come out for at least a month. So
So I have a month to be the only one doing it.
that's so funny. Dude, that would be so cool if a trick in your show, like the creation of it existed, like hidden on YouTube.
Hmm.
Good plug for Genie Magazine. After
Yeah.
the routine, be like, if any of you would like to know how this works,
Well, it's the least I can do after all the tricks that I've learned from Genie Magazine.
there you go.
I don't know about you, but Magic magazines were my true portal into the magic world as a kid.
100%.
Not just magic, I mean, not literal, sure, literally Magic magazine once it came out, but before Magic magazine even came out,
Yep.
at flea markets in St. Louis, magic flea markets, I would buy people's archives of old magazines. So I was reading old
Oh, that's
Jinx
cool.
and genies from the 70s, where, I was catching up on the past.
That is so
And it
smart,
was
man.
so, I mean, it was, I don't think I realized how influential reading all that old stuff would be. Reading the news of the day, the minutia of, what were the fads, the tricks of the moment. Okay, so I've got now a key belt.
Okay.
That looks pretty.
I love that. That looks
That's
great.
pretty legit, right?
Yep.
But what we've got then is a magnet. So here, so it
Thing.
kind of lines itself up. So it looks.
Dude, so now any
I can
move you
even,
can think of.
but it opens up here. So this is just a little rudimentary. So if I were to do the two belts here, like we talked about earlier,
Yep.
so we've got two, and let's see how it holds up from both sides. Whoa, damn! So check that out. That looks
That looks exactly like what it should look like.
exactly on both sides, and the magnet does not need to be this big old thick one
Right,
that I
right, right,
have
right,
here.
right,
So
right.
perfect, and you just kind of get up to this position, and now I've got their belt, and boom.
Dude.
Okay, so let's see here. We got.
Now here's what I like about what you just did is it gives you like such a visual, like real link, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then you could always end by having it like balanced on the back of their belt loop to do that one discrepant move so that it's already unlinked for the end.
Mm. So here, so
Yep.
so this is come on, hot glue, it's not holding. This is a job for epoxy, but we don't have that time.
So here's what I tried to make is this.
Mm-hmm.
So that you would still really do the beginning, right? Oh, it's not strong enough. These magnets are weak.
Mine are too strong, man.
Wait, maybe I have a broken magnet. Nope.
Okay, so so we're linked here, right?
Yep. We're
Trying to
doing
do
a
the
whole, you're doing all new moves. Oh, that looked
wait,
great.
now I'm realizing it actually works better with the flipped around, opposite what I would think.
Oh my
So
God, dude.
two belts apparently linked, and then
My God. Dude, that looks so good. So
ooh,
it feels like, there you go. I got mine. Ah, it feels like it's worth gimmicking, maybe. Oh, no way. How would that even work?
oh yeah, I know it doesn't for the
Oh,
slide
because
up.
the ring holds its shape.
Yeah,
So I feel like,
you need some, like with the rope, you have that misdirection of reaching down to couple it back up.
yep. What about 3 minutes? What about I think the most visual ones are probably going to happen when you're already it's already done probably, right? So
What's already done?
like the
They're already
link,
linked.
like the link happens and then now the link like so you get one ahead basically.
Okay, here I just came up with something that. So if it's you're showing two belts, right?
Yep.
And then you kind of pretend that you have
Oh,
to do some.
love that.
Oh, I lost it. I had it.
You're like pulling it through.
Yeah, like that. Boom. What did I do? So I had it flipped around
Dude,
forward, so it's
that's it.
forward. And now I'm doing the disconnect,
Yep.
and I'm kind of grabbing it right here, and then I'm reaching through the black belt.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's
Yep.
two belts buckled,
Yep.
right? No holes in the belts.
Pull it through, linked. Oh
Ooh,
my
you can
God.
even do like a, kind of a fake out, so it almost looks like you're, teaching optical illusion at first. So it's
Yeah, it looks like they're linked. They're just through each other.
so two
Yeah,
belts, and if you like, if you kind of create a bit of a jumble here,
they look linked.
hmm
But are they
but
really
they
linked?
actually, oh, son of a,
Yeah, with the right magnet, that would
hi,
work. Dude, this is killer.
boom.
That's it. That's 100% it.
Linking any sort of rubber band methods too could maybe be adapted to this too.
100%. Dude, that looks
Things you
so
think
good. It's
of is
crazy.
Garcia's the bill on the ladder. What's
Yep.
that called?
Jacob's ladder.
Jacob's ladder. That's Danny's, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got the two, boom, and then the disconnect works just as easily.
You're just reversing the moves. Oh,
Boom.
I'm not even going to begin to try to explain the audio of what you're doing, but this is worth watching if you're listening
So
to this.
two separate.
Two separate belts.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, that looks bonkers.
and you can let go both,
Oh my
right?
God. So fair.
Grab them back the same way.
Yep.
Explain it was just an illusion. Boom. Actually, and give yourself plenty, no rush to let go of your right hand because you can then
Right.
rotate.
And you just need the right like neodymium earth magnet on there.
Yeah. And what's cool is that on this belt, it happens to have this little extra piece of leather
Uh-huh.
right there that could hide the magnet. Honestly, if you were manufacturing this, you'd put the magnets super strong within the leather so that you've
Yeah.
got natural silencers, you know.
Because I've got, oh, there's the timer going off. But that, like, if I look at this belt, it's 2 layers.
Yeah.
Like, if you layered your magnets in there, that handling you just did is like done. So that is by far the link and unlink for sure.
So impromptu linking belts.
Yes. Dude, showing your belt and then showing theirs. It's almost
And
like you
then
want
the
your
kicker,
gimmick
man,
one
is
to
that
be
they
hanging.
become one belt.
Yeah. This was great. Belt jam.
You owe me a belt.
You are. I cut mine just
Jeannie owes me a belt.
that's so funny, dude. That looks so good. I would say the best thing that came from today is that by far.
Mhm.
The link
Yeah,
and
a lot of belt
unlink
jams. This was the best thing that we could prototype in the time
in
restraints.
an hour. But I would say that oh,
Ooh, so close.
oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
Oh, what's great is you do that link, and they really see that it's on for
Yep.
real, right?
Yep.
You can let go both. Then you unlink them, but you don't show that they're unlinked yet.
Yep.
Then you get them in that
Can you
that
hang
that
it off
hanging,
of their belt?
that hanging position.
Yep.
This one,
Yep.
and you do that Al Baker,
Yes. Yes.
right? Actually, let's do it proper Al Baker style. Just focus on the two belts and just imagine you're seeing it just melt right through. Melt the belt.
Belt melt. That's the name of the trick.
That's fun.
There you go. It's done. There you go. New trick, new premise, like for sure, linking belts, you know. That phase I would say would be what would probably get written up is the magnet version with the link and unlink because that's like so visual.
This.
Yeah, that right there. That's it. And then I feel like there's 100% a way of like, because that one you wouldn't be able to take on and off, right? The way you have it.
Um, well, yeah, I could. You would just wouldn't know.
Oh my
Okay.
God, you would just fake it? Dude. Oh, you're so right. You would just need it to be set to the right length
Mm-hmm.
and a strong magnet. Oh my God. You would just mime taking it off.
Yeah, hold on. Let's imagine that's there. That's
Yep.
there, right?
Yep.
So no gap tape, right?
Yep.
You would just mime taking it off and then pull it off.
Probably snag because of the tape. Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
just don't want to flash this.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. No. And then you
and
would
you don't
say
want them to see
make
the
a
end.
ring out
And
of yours.
then you could
Yep.
look.
Ugh.
Now they're seeing me.
Actually form it. Dude, that is so killer.
And then, right? That is a solid. That is a solid
But you
loop.
could do some ring type tricks, right? Where if they handed you their ring, couldn't you go like this to
Dude,
yours?
this is the do as I do. So you take your belt off
Yes.
and they take theirs off, right?
Yes.
And then you say, I'm gonna, now you act like you're feeding it in. So basically seeing them do it next to you because they'll do
We'll do it for
exactly
real.
what you want them to do. Right.
It legitimizes what you're doing.
Yeah, so that you both end with this, and you can kind of boom, 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 right? And then you take their belt, and you take your belt. Ooh, it's almost like I want you to hold your belt out here. I'll hold mine out. Dude, it's kind of like Harry Anderson cufflinks.
But do it in their hands,
So, like, let's say this belt is being held
held
here.
by them.
I'm just going to go like this. All right, I'm going to go like this. And then now you kind of go through mine. And then, just a bunch of crazy nonsense to cover. Then finally, when you do come back out, our belts are linked.
This is killer, man. That's killer.
And I think all the emphasis is on like this area. You're like, are they really linked? Yeah, they're really linked.
Yeah. There's no seams, they're really linked. The gimmick looks great from both sides because the seams are all motivated.
And then,
Bro. This is just begging too also for you to just vanish the gimmick belt and then yours appears back on your waist and it was always there.
oh boy. Okay, there we go.
And that's how your pants are being held up the whole time, not by a magnet, but by the real belt, you know?
And yeah, this is a commentary on kids today who let their pants sag too much.
Dude.
When I was a
Wait, here's
kid,
here's
I was
here's
a
the
kid, I had
question
to
for
wear a
you.
belt.
You
Huh?
have a double bag, right?
Uh-huh.
You put your gimmick belt into the secret area. You put their belt in, right? And then whenever you rip the bag open, their belt falls out and yours is on and they lift and then you in clean.
Mm,
You give them their belt, they go back to their seat.
it's good.
Just as like to have
Yeah.
an ending today. That's not the ending probably. But that's
Mm.
it. That's time.
All right.
And you know what I love about this? You know why I know
Paul
it's good?
Murphy's.
You know why I know it's good? Because that phase is like killer, and I want to keep working on it.
Yeah, I do too. What made you say belt? Did you know you were going to say belt earlier?
Nope. I was just you were talking about like what you said the sentence, what have I had on my list of premises and stuff? I've just had belt in my notebook forever.
Well, buddy, now it's like this gimmick belt could be borrowed off of Friendly, right?
Totally.
And honestly, to take more heat off of it, you might as well borrow 3 belts, and it's like a himbo ring routine.
Totally. And in a pinch, just to jam out this routine, it's your belt, to
Mhm.
work it out. And then once you get the routine down, it's 100% worth stooging one belt.
Wait, I have a crazy idea here. I know we're done, right? So just imagine this, right?
Yep.
Now,
Oh, would it just undo itself?
watch,
With the right magnet, what you're doing would totally work.
right? And then it would flip back in
Like a Himber ring.
like a himbo ring.
Dude. This is unlimited potential here. This is the
All right, if we were marketing this item, we would call it the utility belt. All right, by Blake Vogt, Justin Willman, and
utility belt.
utility belt.
The name of the trick.
Who do we have make this? We can
Leather people. Kelvin
one
Chow
one
has
twenty nine ninety nine. Available in black, brown,
Kelvin Chow's an
cowboy.
amazing leather artist. That's
Woo.
so great. Dude,
Fun.
I love this. Thank you for doing this.
Timber belts.
Timber belts.
Oh, hey, glue gun's hot. Just in time.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording, but I'm going to keep talking to you. This is great.
Okay, this was fun, buddy.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Yeah, dude.
All right, here we go.